Hey, good morning, church. A quick thought from today's one-year Bible reading at Stevo's Back Porch Devo. There's a quick look at the homestead. And I did my run out on the ball field, but the wind is just too much for a recording. So here we are, nice shelter. And we're back in Genesis 48. We're back to the story of Joseph, and Jacob is still in the picture one last time. And so Jacob is dying. Joseph goes to visit him, and he brings him his two sons, Jacob's grandsons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And he wants them to get the blessing from Jacob, this ritual that they had that was so important, where Jacob would lay his hands on these two boys and give them a blessing that was appropriate to them. Joseph arranges his two sons properly so that the older son, Manasseh, is across from Jacob's right hand, and the younger son, Ephraim, is across from Jacob's left hand, because the greater blessing came through the right hand. Sorry, you lefties. Sorry, Mom. All the southpaws out there, no offense. Just the way it was. But when it came time for Jacob to pronounce the blessing, he pulled a big switcheroo. He crisscrossed his arms. He crossed his arms, so that his right hand is now resting on Ephraim, the younger, and his left hand is on Manasseh, the older. Of course, right away, Joseph thinks, there he goes again, the old man. He's all confused. He's all mixed up. No, Dad, you're messing it up, Dad. Come on. And he tries to uncross his arms. And Jacob says, oh, no. Don't do that, my son. Let it be. Let it be. I know what I'm doing. In this case, the older is going to serve the younger, and the younger will rule over the older. Crisscross. Think about the life of Jacob himself and his marriages and the circumstances under which his 12 sons were born, how crisscrossed that was. What a broken road it was that brought Jacob to Egypt at that point. He must have thought many times, what is God up to? He doesn't know what he's doing. This is so messed up. Think about Joseph, his broken road, the crisscrosses in his life. How many times when he was in slavery and where he was unjustly imprisoned, when he was forgotten, he must have thought, God, what are you thinking? God, you don't know what you're doing here. And yet God knew what he was doing. And he accomplished exactly what he wanted to in both of their lives and his own purpose, God's own purpose. Reflect on your life. Think of your broken road. Think of all the crisscrosses. You may be in the middle of one right now where you're thinking, this can't be right, God. I can't believe you're doing this. You're doing that. You're permitting or allowing the other. No way. What are you thinking? God, this is all messed up. I've got to fix the mess that you've made, God. You just don't seem to know what you're doing. Well, let's hear God say to us today, let it be, my son. Let it be, my daughter. I know what I am doing. Who would have ever thought that the Son of God would be born in the circumstances in which he was born? Nobody ever saw that coming. Who would have thought that God was going to redeem the world by permitting his son to die a torturous death on a cross and then raise him from the dead 3 days later? Nobody saw that coming. Nobody anticipated that. Nobody knows what God is up to in the middle of the crisscross. We only know that he is good. He is all powerful. He has all knowledge. He is sovereign and he is in control. And his will be done. And it will be the best for us and to his glory. Trust God in the crisscross. My crisscross friends, that's what I'm going to try to do. Perhaps you will as well. God loves you, and so do I.